Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Simpsons Hit and Run, the Groove mod, part 10. We're seeing Krusty the Clown, and he's trying to figure out where this cola thing is coming from. This whole premise of this level is us trying to find the source of this evil buzz cola, finding out where it's made, and figuring out how we can stop this invasion before it starts to invade Springfield. We're going to be chasing after something again, probably destroying something again. You don't really need to listen to what these things say. All it pretty much is just destroy something, drive after something, or in this case, collect something. It's mindless collecting. It's always lava, rinse, repeat in these games, but people seem to love it, which is why this game is considered a masterpiece. And this game never had any sequels, so we made our own sequels, which is what these mods kind of are. Just collecting all these donuts that were littered around, trying to find the cops, I think, because all they ever eat is donuts. Only ever foods other than pizza that exists on Lego Island. Donuts. And they make fun of Lego Island all the time. They'd always make fun of the fact that pizza is the only real food that seems to exist on Lego Island. They completely ignore the fact that donuts seem to exist there too. If they're visible in the police station, we're gonna end up winning a lot of these missions by thin margins. Some of you guys are still using the Electress. This is that part of the game we're really going to start to see how the Electress, we're going to really discover the weaknesses of the Electress. The Electress is a very primitive car for these later missions, these later levels of the game. We're about to see it. Look how fast that thing's driving away. If we were driving off Blue's car, the Longhorn, I think is what it's called, we could catch up to Chief Wiggum easy. We could probably outrun him easy. But no, we're using the Electress. There's always going to be a really large, giant space cushion between us and Chief Wiggum, and I'm like flooring at him, and he's still slowly getting away. It's a good thing it's in a city where all the roads are like all grids. There's always constant turns and curves, so that way we'll slow him down. So that way it'll give us somewhat of an advantage. Not really much of an advantage, really, but it's just enough for us to stay in a relative close distance to him. There's all these cars and trucks everywhere that ignore you and smash into you a lot. Slowing down, look, we're only like halfway, like we're like barely, you're struggling to, you just off in the far distance. I could barely see him over there. I'm like really flooring it right now. If you did that for a real car, its engine would probably be destroyed by now from flooring it for so much. It doesn't even show in this game what the top speeds are. I think there's a mod for there. I'm pretty sure there's a mod where it shows what your speed is, but I don't think I'm using that mod. Well, clearly I'm not using that mod. It's insane on the screen what top speed is there. I think it's... There we go, mission complete. Yeah, good thing that was a little mission. We got lucky that time around. These other missions are going to start to become long and complex. And of course, we need a better car, but we don't have a better car. Let's use Gru's car, but that's a whole nightmare trying to use Gru's car. You're going to constantly get thrown around and smacked around, even phasing through buildings, so that's going to make you fall through the floor and fall into so many glitches in the game that the developers never expected you to find. That's because the developers of this game never expected us to use Gru's car in this game, obviously. They honestly didn't expect that. So we're going to be doing stuff for Snake. Apparently Snake knows stuff about the Buzz Cola, so we're going to have to do Snake's community service for him. It's more like ghost community service now. It's kind of like if there's ghost writers, or writers pay someone to write something for them as a ghost writer under their name. Snake just recruited us to do community service under the name of Snake. Well, good thing we're chasing after a garbage truck this time around. This is one of the worst missions in the game. This mission is very long. That time limit we have in the upper left-hand corner, that's the time limit for the entire mission. We have to do the entire mission in under that time. And this mission is filled with different segments. The first part here, we're going to be chasing after this garbage truck. I'll have to be collecting more garbage. I don't have to race back to the DMV for some reason. And yeah, we're going to win this by a very thin margin. I mean, sure, if you're using all booze cars, it'd be easy, but we're still using the Electress, as it's still the best car in the game for us. The best car we have, the good old Electress. It's very unexpected, too, when it's going to be dropping garbage like that. It's very random. It just suddenly, oh, there's some garbage there, so you have to stop and use your brakes. I mean, that's a pretty fast garbage truck. I'm pretty sure they use garbage trucks in some of the races in this game. Where in some of the races where you could unlock other cars, you don't have to go walking around, or some of it's like platforms. This is where the 3D platforming part starts to come in. You have to like jump from where the monorail was and then collect all this garbage here. I remember that episode, Marge versus the Monorail. They crammed all sorts of episodes into this game. I mean, like references to episodes into this game. Like there's the monorail. I remember when they had a big deal over the monorail, and then Leonard Nimoy came to the opening of it, and he says, "Oh, this thing could do warp 5 perfectly." Everyone claps. And then what's his name? The mayor's like, and I speak for everyone when I say, may the force be with you. You know who I am. Yeah, weren't you one of those little guys on that planet? Implying that he's mistaking Leonard Nimoy for an Ewok. Or thinking he played an Ewok in those movies. Gonna be collecting garbage, and as he jumped over there, and they were picking up the trash over here. More trash everywhere. He's gonna run back to our Electorus and drive it again through all the trash to pick it up. Picking up stuff. It's a very common thing we do in this game. This game very well could be considered a collectathon and an action game. It's a perfect blend, actually. But of course, as people would call it a variety game. Jack Free is a variety game. This is more just a driving game, mostly. Ooh, this part's cool. We're gonna drive up the fire truck and go into that wrench. There's gonna be a lot of wrenches everywhere, too. Our car gets torn to shreds easily. I wonder if there's some sort of challenger. Can you beat Simpsons Hit and Run without using a single wrench once? Or using the same car, too, where you can't get it destroyed? That's probably impossible, especially some of the missions where you have to constantly ram your car into other cars. Your car would get torn to shreds if you did that. Shut up, Lisa. No one really cares about anything you can do. It's like something Nelson would say, shut up. Shut up. It's bouncing off those air conditioners and collecting the trash on the roof. How did so much trash get on the roof? I don't know. Probably supposed to take trash and put it up on the roof, I guess. I guess it's a normal thing in Springfield. Now we're driving back to everyone's favorite place in all of Springfield, the DMV. I remember when Otto went there trying to get his bus driver's license back. And it's like, true or false, having alcohol in your body improves your ability to drive. Oh, dang it, I got that one wrong. Yeah, Otto really was. I wonder how Otto got to be a bus driver anyways. He's one of the dumbest characters from the show, and yet somehow he got to be a bus driver. I guess I'm making fun of the fact that bus drivers are known for being some of the dumbest people around. I know my experience as bus drivers that I've had in real life were pretty dumb, so I guess they're being realistic there. A lot of them are dumb. A lot of teachers in school are dumb. They're some of the dumbest people I knew in the world were administrators and at school, like with the school principals and whatnot, that think video games are offensive and that any kind of video game is something that should be considered insulting. They know nothing about video games. They know nothing about software development. They know nothing about anything, really. This is, I feel like I've got their 7 seconds to spare. Such a very thin margin, and the mission's not done yet. Oh yeah, I think you think the mission is done, but oh no, it's not done yet. It's gonna make us actually run into the DMV and collect something. Good thing this part isn't part of the time limit too. So I guess the whole mission wasn't dependent on that time limit then after all. I think Otto was doing his bus driver's license test again, which is why the bus crashed into the DMV. Probably Otto, I think, that was doing it again. Now this time around, we're going to be getting a ride from Snake, but of course we don't get to ride in cars for most of these missions. Instead, we have to use Gru's car. Oh boy, this isn't going to end well. Driving around as Gru with Snake and then the Apu minion, and oh boy, this is a party waiting to happen. It's like a large party bus that's going to be driving through this town, going to be causing major havoc unintentionally, and every 20th of a millisecond that happens, they commit at least a dozen felonies. At least the good thing is that's fast, but it's really hard to turn. Look at these sharp edges, these sharp angles. It's really hard to turn. It's almost impossible to make accurate turns. Look at that, I'm just driving on space now all of a sudden. Like, look at that, I'm just phasing through everything. Oh my god, coming across these graphical glitches. At least it's fast, since it's only saving graces that this thing is fast. You can speed through it all and just destroy everything in our path. What if there's, I think there are achievements in this game. Maybe someone may have added retro achievements into this game. What if there's a retro achievement that involves destroying so many cars all at once? I'm sure Gru would get that unintentionally. Imagine if we did play for this whole game as Gru's car. Oh boy, that would be real pain. Now we have the police on our side too as we drive back to the Googaplex. And it's our job now to destroy this. This part's actually easier than the mission in the vanilla game. So in the vanilla game, you have to use Snake's car and destroy that armored truck. And then Snake's car is obviously a lot weaker than an armored truck. So his car doesn't really do much. His car, his bandit car, whatever it's called, it's going to get more beat up and damaged from hitting the armored truck than the armored truck is going to get from the bandit crashing into it. So this is actually a lot more effective. Gru's car actually is a better car for this. This is one of the few times where using Gru's car actually made a mission easier. Which which is a very rare thing to figure that out yet. It's got the truck smoking, the armored truck. I imagine it's like the kind of truck that would take money to a bank or something like that. Those bulletproof trucks. Now I have to go over to Snake's hideout. I didn't even know he had a hideout. I guess that's what makes it a hideout then, because we didn't know about it. Just speeding through. Like, I'm not even accelerating in those parts. It's just... You drive so fast. How can something so big also be so fast? Kind of defies the logic of this game too, because usually large, hard, strong cars are usually very slow, and the fast ones are usually the small ones. They're not very strong at all. Like the hover bike, for example, it just gets hit once or twice and it's destroyed. It's weaker than a TIE fighter, which is why I pretty much never use the unlockable TIE fighter in that game. Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. You can actually play as a TIE fighter in that game, and it's very useless because of how pathetically weak it is, and you just get torn to shreds in that game. I just prefer to use the X-Wing, which is a much better starfighter for that game. It's the only time I've ever seen time travel ever be used in a Star Wars game, and that's Star Wars Jedi Starfighter for the PS2 and Xbox. I also associate that game with Rayman 3. If I used to play that game around the same time, I'd be playing Rayman 3. I used to do dual... I remember every day I would do like a dual play session where I spent the first half of it playing Star Wars Jedi Starfighter and the second half playing Rayman 3, and then afterwards Full House would come on and I would go and watch that. Oh look, it's the Bart minion again. We're meeting up with Bart, and we're going to be getting a ride from him, and of course, Gru's large tank. His armored tank again, or whatever it is supposed to be. Or somehow we found out that the museum is where the aliens are making the Buzz Cola or whatever it is it's being made. It's all in that's being made in the museum. We have to go to the museum, find the curator so we can get in. And of course we're going to be destroying his car again, like we haven't done that enough already. More lava, rinse, repeat. We haven't done enough destroying already in this game. And this time it's a lot harder too. I mean, normally in the vanilla games it's actually become somewhat easy, but in this version it's a lot harder because we're freaking Gru. We're like freaking large and we could like smash everything, and yet he's just a small tiny target. It's like trying to hit a paper thin target while you're some large bullet. Such a small target. It's really hard for him to hit. That gives him a great advantage over us. This is where the game is a more challenging. I wonder if they actually. I wonder what the people who made this mod. I wonder if they've done it to be more challenging than the vanilla game. I would like to meet the people that made this mod and actually speak with them firsthand. I bet they would be pleased to know that I'm the only one that bothered to do a let's play of their mod. I mean, I'd be pretty honored by that. If I made a mod for a game like this and someone did a let's play with it, yeah, I'd be pretty honored by that. I wonder who they were. Are they still around today? Do they still care about Simpsons Hit and Run? They made this mod years ago. Do they still care about Simpsons Hit and Run? And do they still care about the game in general, or about modding, or maybe there's an updated version of this one. I never bothered to check. I don't really check for mods for this game as much anymore. Look at that, we got a cop car stuck in. It's like frickin' Blues Brothers where they got stuck in a truck. We're stuck in a truck. We're gonna go and collect the key, and I have to go back to the museum. Googleplex may have been a better name, or Guggenheim or something. That may have been a name for a museum. Implying it's like that Guggenheim in New York City. The Guggenheim Museum, the Guggenheim Museum.
Are we having fun yet?
Of course, it's much easier to get there if you just phase through the walls, but I might fall through the game. I can see why this game is so hard as Gru's car and why I don't use it as much, and why I very seldom use it. I only use it whenever it's absolutely necessary to do so, which usually happens in these kinds of missions where it forces you to use it. Just phasing through everything. I just have the H key held down, or just pressed down really hard, and there we go. Mission complete. And that's the end of level 5, where we'll be treated to one of these luxurious looking movies. And if you look into the floor, you can see the reflections, like in Lego Star Wars 2, where you can see the reflections of characters. Yeah, it's going to show the Buzz Cola can do. Look at that, it's like Night at Museum. They make dinosaurs come to life. It's a dinosaur! What the fudge? Jesus Christ! Son of a batch! It's a dinosaur! Ooh, that's what I'd probably be saying right now if I saw a dinosaur like that come out. Look at that. That must be one of the most weakest electronics ever. Unplugging it breaks it. That's more delicate than a PS3. I remember I had issues with my PS3 before where it just breaks over nothing or stops working for no reason at all. more the reason to not buy a PS3 or any Sony product for that matter. See how Sony products suck these days? They were so much better a long time ago. Now we're going to meet the masterminds. We're very far into the game. We're finally going to meet who the main villains are. Why isn't it Kang and Kodos themselves? They're the main villains that were behind this whole plot. There are a lot of people bash Star Wars Episode 2 for the fact that we weren't introduced to the main villain of the game, or the movie, sorry, until like an hour and a half into the movie. And this time around, we're introduced to the main villains. There's only 2 levels left in the entire game. We spent the whole game wondering, who are the villains in this game? Where are they? What are they going to do? When are they going to come out? Well, we just found out who they were now. It's not an original villain made up for the game. They're villains we've known from the show. They've only ever really appeared in Treehouse of Horror. Like that time they kidnapped Bill Clinton and Bob Dole and they replaced them with their alien counterparts. And because they thought there was an election coming up and they thought there might be something different, like a regime change. And of course, those are foreign concepts to these aliens. I don't think they understand the concept of democracy. But then again, democracy is a foreign concept to a lot of people from Earth too, so why am I not surprised? They probably are smarter than a lot of the people on Earth anyways. Some people on Earth, a lot of them are kind of dumb actually. These aliens may actually benefit us. Maybe they're doing something good for us after all, and by us defeating them, we're actually endangering mankind. That would sound like the ultimate plot twist. That is a pretty insane plot twist, actually. So we're heading off to level 6. This is the first time we'll be playing as the Bart minion again. We're using a character we've already used before, and we're in the same venue Lisa was in level 3. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.